Hello, everybody, and welcome back. It's been a while to
Yeah.
Albion Angle Season 1, Episode like 9, I think, 8 maybe.
So yeah,
Yeah,
7
I
maybe.
know. Apologies for the massive delay. Uh, we have our reasons. Teddy's moved halfway up the country.
Yeah. So I've as you can see, change of background. I have moved. I'm now living in Manchester,
Yeah, Teddy
studying
lives
at
in Manchester.
university. So it's quite busy, but yeah, it's good. I
Yeah,
don't mind it up here.
he's
It's quite
now
nice.
he's now a York fan, so he's a guest.
Uh, I've been to one York game so far, and potentially depending on fixture scheduling, I might be going to Barnsley away with York in the first round of the FA
Yeah,
Cup, which would
you
be
went
quite
to
a
a
feisty
bloody
game.
like massive derby. Your first York game, you've come out and there's bloody pyros and police vans.
Yeah, yeah, it was a derby so called, but I think it was the police sort of over heightened it a bit. It was a police escort from the station down to the marina, which is the wrong way to the ground, bear in mind, and then another escort from the marina to the ground, um, which doubled the length of the walk. It was supposed to be a 15-minute walk, and it was now a 29-minute walk, which was like great. But now it's quite entertaining. York
Yeah.
won, it was quite good, but
New ground, was it?
yeah, yeah, Hartlepool was a new ground. But we're here
Yeah.
to talk about Brighton today. We're here to
Oh
talk
yeah.
about quite a few fixtures that have happened that we
Talking of
haven't.
York and Sussex football, Adam Hinshelwood back at
Yeah,
Worthing.
back at Worthing. I've actually got two Adam Hinshelwood stickers that a York fan gave me. That yeah, I will show them at the end of the pod. But they say like Hinshallah on it. Uh,
Sure.
they're yeah, they're quite good pieces of kit those. So they might be going up at Brighton at some point potentially. But anyway, cool. The first game that we need to speak about is that
Spurs.
game against Spurs way back in mid-September.
Yeah.
It's the only game all season that I haven't been to. But Archie, you were there, so I'll let you start this one.
Spurs was kind of like a reverse of what we've been doing all season. Where all season we've been terrible in the first half,
Mm.
and then all right first 15 minutes of the second half. If we score, then we'll play all right, and then if we don't score, we'll just go back to being crap like we were in the first half. But Spurs, we were really good in the first half. Um, Obviously, great goal from Minte. I think it was like 8 minutes in. Like,
Yeah, it was completely against the run of play. I do remember watching the game, obviously on TV. Fake fan. And it didn't look like we were creating anything. And then out of nowhere, we play the ball
uh,
through Minte.
your season tickets, your sofa, it's your telly room, mate.
Yeah. It's the only game I've missed all year. And actually, if you look at
Yeah,
my
that's not
record,
bad.
I've done one home game and about 6 or 7 away games. However many we've played, I've been to every away game, and I've only been to one home game all year. So
Yeah, I
yeah, my
miss.
record at the minute isn't looking like I go to home games apparently. But yeah, that Minter goal was completely against a run of play. But I think once he'd scored that, we were on top for the first half, and the Ayari goal was credit to that.
Yeah, it's
Um,
good. Terrible goalkeeping though.
yeah, it's a great strike, but the
Yeah,
keeper has to do better, 100%.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, I feel like we were on top in that first half from what I saw anyway, and obviously the second half happened. And I do think partly to blame were the substitutions made, but I just do think the players ran
yeah.
out
I
of
mean,
pace a bit.
the first goal Spurs scored was a terrible goal to concede.
Yeah,
Really
scrappy,
scrappy bit
wasn't
of
it?
football. And then you just knew it was going to happen. Kind of in the second half, Spurs were on top. They're a good footballing team now. They're not the
Yeah,
17th. They're not the 17th place Spurs, which we played back in
May.
May. Yeah,
Mm.
uh, yeah. No, they just weren't. They were. I wouldn't say they were the better team. I'd say a draw was probably a fair result, but I'd say
Yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
game of two halves.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, definitely. I mean,
I'd
that's been the
say.
story of
I'd
our
say
season, really. Like
it was
games
a
of two halves.
reversed game of two halves because we're normally quite good in the second half, and we were.
Yeah. We I was going to say that is sort of the story of our season where we do perform for 45 minutes or maybe even less than maybe 30 minutes of football. Um, But yeah, we are normally the team that comes out second half needing to get something, and we somehow do. But that game seemed to be the reverse of that. I think Spurs are a completely different outfit this year under Thomas Frank.
Good manager, Thomas Frank.
He's a good manager, and they are in a better position than they were last year. But I still don't think they are as good as we made them look in that second half. I do think we were a bit.
Oh yeah.
I think we did sort of.
Apparently, they really weren't very good against Leeds. So Leeds have managed to make them look pretty bad, but we haven't.
Yeah, that Leeds game. I didn't see any of the Spurs Leeds game, but I heard that Leeds were actually the better team for large
Oh,
chunks.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, I don't think they're as good as we made them look in that second half. But don't get me wrong, they're a good side. I just think that we sort of handed it to them at points.
Yeah.
Um, but
Javi Simmons was crap.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
all.
he didn't
That's
really do
besides
much
all.
when he come on.
The only individual I remember was Javi Simmons, and he was rubbish.
Yeah, I mean, he had like a couple of shots which almost went in, a couple of good saves from Bart, but other than that, I don't think he did very much in terms of the creating for Spurs. But I think he is adapting to the league. I don't think he will be a good player, to be fair. I just don't think he's sort of there yet. But he's another one that's got to adapt to the league.
Yeah,
Um,
he's been quite good in all his other games. It's just
yeah,
against
yeah, yeah. Speaking of adapting to the league, though, have you seen the Liverpool fans saying that Isak needs to adapt
Oh, that was brilliant.
to a
I
league
think
he's
I
been in
sent
for
you
3 years? That is
that.
hilarious.
That was so funny.
Oh, it is. I mean, to be fair, they don't really help themselves. Liverpool and Arsenal fans, I think, are both sort of in that area of
Oh, they're all
just being
bloody
complete
idiots.
lemons on social media a
They
lot
are
of the
all
time.
idiots.
Yeah, they do make complete lemons of themselves a lot of the time. Um, but yeah, I think the Spurs game, as you said, the draw was probably a fair result. But I think a lot of Brighton fans, me included, have the right to be a little bit frustrated with how we threw the game away.
Yeah,
But
but that's like the fifth time it's happened. Doesn't feel like we learn.
no, I don't think we do. I think that was it the 11th point we've dropped from winning positions since December
From
under Herzl, I
from
think.
being 2-0 up or scoring two goals in a game. I can remember both Leicester games,
Wolves.
Spurs game, Wolves. So that's four. We
There's four lots of 2 points that we
yeah.
dropped, which is 8 points.
Still,
Uh,
like even 8 points, that's like not great. And considering like they're all spread out as well by like
yeah, yeah,
2 to 4 months. Yeah,
I mean those extra 6 points last season would have made a massive difference in terms of getting Europe.
yeah,
And this year, the 2 points we did drop against Spurs, the 2 points we dropped against Fulham, they are sort of games that if we do get to the end of the season and we miss out on eighth or seventh by a few points, you'll look back at that game and you'll think, "Oh, we threw that away a bit."
yeah. You look at that, but I don't think that's going to happen because I
No,
think
no, I think we're much
a
further
lot
away from
of
it
teams,
this year
a
than.
lot of the teams this year are we're lucky, but a lot of the teams this year are terrible. Aston Villa are starting to turn up a bit, but Newcastle, Forest, who are going to
Yeah,
get blood.
Newcastle started to turn it on a bit. Forest, I don't think will.
Well, we'll
Uh,
find out on the weekend.
Yeah, that Voltemada looks a player. Obviously, we'll speak more about him when we get on to the
Yeah,
Newcastle game, but I do
good.
think that
Right.
he is a
We'll
player.
do.
Barnsley,
Yeah. Well, I mean, that doesn't need a lot of analysing, other than
we won 6-0 and Gomez was
yeah,
unbelievable.
yeah. Diego Gomez made me bring up an amazing peep show meme.
Yeah,
4 goals, Diego. That's insane.
yeah, he was incredible. I think in terms of the quality of the goals as well. The first goal, good finish, good sort of. I mean, he's a midfielder, but it's a striker's instinct and a striker's finish for the
That's
first
funny,
goal.
isn't it? Ha, shit. Did you see that?
The second and third goal were
He's
just
got a foot like a
out of
traction
this
engine.
world. I mean, the second goal, core, what a strike! But that third goal, yeah, you don't top finishes like that ever. I mean, I've never seen. Well, I mean, I've seen people hit a ball like that before, but I've never not seen it recently. Um, Absolutely, just a joke of a strike. And the third goal was a great. The fourth goal, sorry, was a great
Oh,
finish as
yeah,
well.
yeah, he scored 4.
He scored 4 goals. Yeah. Uh,
I think, here we go, top fact. I think he's the first in a competitive game since Glenn Murray against Wickham
yeah.
to score 4 goals. And in a game overall, including friendlies, it was Danny Welbeck, also against Wickham. So, had a bit of a change now. Had a player who scored 4 goals against Barnsley.
Yeah, and they were four in terms of like 4 goals I've seen from a player
Young Mayor's gone a right
were
mess.
were
Jeez.
in, they were incredible finishes. Barnsley, to be fair, I don't think we actually played amazingly. We just had too much quality
Yeah, I didn't think
for
Seaman
them.
was very good.
I don't think Seamas was great either. I don't think Belieber was great. I mean, that's been the story of our season a
Yeah,
lot this year. Is I think Belieber has dropped off.
he's not leaving. That's what
He's not.
Tony
He's
Blair
no.
said.
He's not leaving, but I just think he needs to sort of give his head a bit of a wobble. Realise that
He's not good enough to leave now.
no, and he's definitely nowhere near that 100 million price tag that was being chucked around, and we wouldn't accept less for him anyway at the minute. So
I wouldn't give him £100 at the moment. I think he's been
no. I mean, at the minute, it seems like his attitude reeks.
yeah.
Whether it's his attitude or whether it's just something else. I mean, I guess we'll never know really, but I can see him turning it on at some point. It's just a bit frustrating at the minute that obviously he's had all this buzz around him all summer, and then he's sort of dropping off a little bit. But
I think. Oh yeah, talking of transfers, I think David Weir left between the last podcast and now. We've now got Jason Ato.
yeah, David Weir did leave. I
He,
do think
he
that does have something to do with the potential Igor saga
yeah, I
because
think that's down to loans because he organised some terrible loans.
yeah.
Like Carl Rushworth could easily be in our team by now, but you sent him to some terrible, terrible championship teams.
He's out at Coventry now though, isn't he? And
Yeah, oh yeah, well that's good, but
they
like
they are a joke of a team, Coventry. I do
yeah, they're
see
going up.
Coventry breaking 100 points this year. I think they will come up. I think I mean, they have to.
That's what happens when
They
you
look
get.
unbelievable.
That's what happens when you get a bloody like he was in the Frank Lampard's managing the Champions League like what 5 years ago?
Yeah. And
Probably even
he
more.
kept Everton up as well, Lampard.
Yeah,
More than once. Um,
yeah,
I think Coventry are a good team, obviously. And I think that loan sort of does make sense. But the other ones,
yeah. But he's not
especially
going to
the
come
Igor
back.
to Palace,
Like,
it was
if
going to
Coventry,
happen. Do you know what I mean? That was.
Coventry go up. Wait, does Rushworth even play like start for Coventry?
I think he has played, but I'm not sure if he's played
'Cause
in the
if he's
champ.
their regular starter, then he's just going to go. Like, yeah.
Yeah, it's one of them where if he is their regular
Oh
keeper
well.
and they come up, that he will probably
Oh well.
be there.
Jason Steele's my favourite goalkeeper anyway. So I never.
I personally think Steele should be our number one. He's not put a foot wrong in either of the
Yeah.
two cup games he's played. I mean, he'll
He
obviously
was.
be the one that starts at Arsenal, which we'll get onto in another episode. But
Yeah. Which won't
I
be
think
in
Steele's
six
the
months'
one.
time. Yeah, the episode will be coming more thick and fast now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
so
will.
because Teddy had to move, and then I've got like a load of bloody exams.
Yeah, mate. I
I've
mean,
got
I feel
I've
your
got
pain.
half term coming up soon. Yeah, I'm still in
Yeah,
school.
yeah. I had
News,
exams. I had
shock
them
news because I
once.
look about 35 years old. But yeah, I am still in school.
Yeah.
Right,
I mean,
let's move on to some
Chelsea.
top wins against Chelsea.
Chelsea.
Yep, by
Game of the
far
season. I mean,
Thursday,
that will be the game of the season. But
unless we
once
beat
again, it was a
Palace.
game of two halves. First half, we looked like we didn't really want to be there.
We were so bad.
Yeah,
We were going
first
to
half
lose
was one of the
6-0.
worst halves of football I've seen us play all season.
A lot of our old players were really weird that day.
Hmm,
Like Caicedo was just randomly headbutting people.
yeah, Pedro looked like he wanted to deck someone, but was also too
Oh,
scared to do it.
it made my day. It was like 10 minutes into the game,
Van
and
Hecker
they
just
got
absolutely crunches
no,
him
they,
from behind.
no. Chelsea have got a corner, and Pedro started going like that.
Oh no, yeah. No,
Oh, that was
right in front of
brilliant.
the away end as well. What a stupid decision to
It
make.
was so
He
good.
got absolute pelters for that, and
Like,
he
yeah,
deserved it because he did it. I mean, we didn't like it when he did it at us.
it was so funny.
Yeah, it was hilarious because that is what he was
I
getting
also
ready to do.
liked when there's one point where Robert Sanchez turned around to the away end, and he basically just looked at the away end, gave us a look, and he went, "Why are you booing me?"
Hmm.
That was so funny. To be fair, I don't really know why we booed Robert Sanchez because he was crap and he
He was our
left.
third choice goalkeeper, and he got us £27 million. I'm not really sure why we boo him either. But
Yeah, a lot of it's for the camaraderie.
yeah, I mean, it adds to the atmosphere, and it obviously worked because he
Like
started playing shit
Cucurella's
again.
kind of the only one I properly boo now.
Maybe
well,
Pedro, just because of all the comments he'd made about being the main guy, and obviously what happened with him and Van Hecke.
oh yeah, the bloody admin,
Oh, what? He posted
the main guy.
Welbeck with his shirt
Yeah,
off and gone, "Our main guy." Yeah, I mean, to be fair, for someone who was our main guy, Pedro, he didn't make it into our top three for player of the season last year.
he got
Um,
done out by the young.
I wouldn't have
And
even
third.
put him in the top five. He got frozen out of our squad for the last 7 games of the year, of which we had our best run of form of the whole season. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah,
great main guy you are, mate.
he only scored a bloody open goal from open play against Southampton. Other than
Yeah,
that,
I mean, it was a good finish, but that is the only goal he scored in the last 19 games of the
good
year.
finish, but like it's
Mm.
against Southampton.
Yeah, yeah.
I think last season, bloody P. Dawson would have scored against Southampton. He's just the first name which has come to mind
I
whenever I
mean, he
think about
probably would
Southampton.
have last year.
I
They
might go
were
as P.
tragic.
Dawson for Halloween.
That's a shout. That is a shout, to be
I'm
fair.
debating between P. Dawson and John Westwood.
Definitely not John Westwood. Goes P. Dawson.
So I walk around bloody Rottingdean with a cowbell.
Yeah, well, P. Dawson's not a complete melt. The other one is.
I
So,
walk, I walk, I won't shower for 2 weeks and I walk around Rottingdean with a bugle and a cowbell.
okay, that would be a good John Westwood impression, to be fair. I mean, I've heard he absolutely reeks. But my
Doesn't your
favourite
dad?
story of the season was him getting his wig nicked by a bunch of Saints fans who then sold it on Vinted for £1.
Doesn't your dad? He told me like he still feels sick whenever someone mentions his name.
Oh yeah, yeah, because my dad's had various encounters with him, with Dean,
God,
and
I can imagine your dad and John Westwood in a room.
they wouldn't get on, would they? Well, let's just face it. My dad despises the bloke because he is. To be fair, he's a complete melt. Uh,
And he
just some of the
stinks.
things he's been banned for recently, going in the women's toilet, exposing himself and saying it's because he's a woman.
The best one was when he pissed up the wall.
Probably
The
isn't
best
the
one,
best.
the best one was when he just didn't go to the toilet at Southampton. Just went in his seat.
Yeah, yeah.
Apparently, he was there in the Southampton Portsmouth game.
He probably would have been. I think he does actually go away with Portsmouth. I
I know.
remember.
Well, someone told me that he got banned for life from St Mary's, and then I read an article saying that that was just a lie.
Yeah, I think it was a lie. I do.
Apparently, he
I think I've
wasn't.
seen videos of him there.
Apparently, he wasn't allowed in for an England game because he turned up in a Portsmouth shirt.
Yeah, but that's understandable. Bit
But
more
he
understandable.
was allowed in for the one in September.
Yeah, I think I. Yeah, that was the day I moved up here. Actually.
Yeah. Anyway, right, we got to stop talking about John Westwood and York and
Yeah,
Coventry.
cool. This isn't a Portsmouth. This isn't a Portsmouth podcast. This is a Brighton and Albion podcast. So yeah, Chelsea first half terrible. Second half,
Well, say second half, it was only like as soon as well from the red card, which
yeah,
by
which we did create by the way. It was Gomez who
the, the
barely won
referee.
the red card.
Oh my god, the refereeing. Getting flashbacks to it now. How does that take 4 minutes?
I don't know. But, I mean, speaking of poor refereeing decisions, how was the Gusto fly kick on Minte's face not given as
Yeah.
a penalty?
So they got a red card eventually after 4 minutes.
Yeah,
That should have been a yellow card and a penalty, and Caicedo should have got a red card for violent conduct.
yeah. They should have ended the day. Bear in mind, Gusto had actually been booked before that challenge on Minte.
Well, yeah,
They
they
sh-
have. They should have ended with 8 men.
they
Yeah,
should have ended the game with 8 men, and we should have had a penalty.
I don't know how out of that Caicedo rule that it was Dunk, Van Heck, and Badashile which got
It got
booked.
booked, and Caicedo was the one who was scrapping everyone and
Yeah,
headbutting.
mind you, Badashile was just a prat.
Yeah,
I
because
do,
he
I
walked
do
into the
remember
middle
being
of it
a
like the big man and ended up
prat.
getting
Yeah,
pushed out the way. But yeah.
Lewis Dunk held back 3 people.
Yeah, in the end, Sanchez actually ended up having to drag was it Caicedo out the way because he knew Caicedo was
Cucurella
going to get
got
sent off.
involved, and
Oh yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
my mate who was stood next to me said that he was he was going to go to his house in like Horsham. He just screamed, "Cucurella, I'm going to see you in Horsham tomorrow." And I think this guy lives in Portslade, and everyone kind of turned around to him, going, "Well, what are you going to be doing in Horsham tomorrow?"
I mean, a lot of the ex-Brighton lot at Chelsea still live quite locally to
They all
Brighton.
live here. Graham Potter lives down here. It's
Potter,
true. I
yeah,
think.
Potter, even at West Ham, was getting a private chauffeur with a desk built into the back up to training every day.
I think
for
Glenn
Brighton.
Murray. I think Glenn Murray said it. Glenn Murray went from not knowing what Brighton is to living there for the rest of his life, and he said that a lot of players do that. I think Gary Neville said that,
Yeah,
but obviously no one listens to Gary Neville anymore, which I don't really
no,
know
he
why.
made a bit of a controversial statement. Let's say, obviously,
Bit of a boo boo.
yeah, we don't want to get
Oh
into
yeah,
any sort of political debates on it, but what he said was quite controversial.
no, I
So
don't concentrate on that.
yeah, whether you agree or disagree with it doesn't really matter. But anyway, Chelsea in terms of second
Well,
half,
I do agree with Gary Neville is that Brighton is a nice place.
yeah, I there we go. I do agree with
There
that.
you
Brighton is a nice place.
go.
But second half, Chelsea obviously we turned it on. They got the red card. Should have ended with 8 men. But in terms of the way we ended that game, I've not seen us finish a game that strongly and with that sort of
Yeah,
fire about us for a long time. And it did sort of feel like a goal was coming. I'm not sure if you felt the same way, but I was sort of standing there after we didn't get the penalty decision. I was sort of standing there going, you know what, like I see it coming. The
yeah,
De Kuyper
I
finish
knew.
was a great one. I think it's actually the first time we've scored from a corner in a while.
Yeah, no, we scored from a corner against. Um, no, it wasn't Bournemouth. We have scored from a corner this season.
I'm trying to think where it was. It was Oxford.
Yeah,
Diego Gomez at Oxford.
yeah,
But in terms of Premier League, it's the first Premier League goal we scored from a corner in a long, long,
yeah.
long time.
Chelsea was good, but the ground was empty.
Yeah, there was a lot of empty seats
I
during the
knew,
game, and
I knew
obviously,
that I felt that we were going to score because that main stand was just empty, and so they clearly weren't pleased with what they were seeing.
yeah,
S- I I was really disappointed that Stevie Reese didn't make any videos. Stevie Reese on the Blues Battle Bus.
oh, I
There's
mean,
another guy.
they're
There's
another
another
fan
guy
base
called
that.
Troll Luton. Oh,
Oh,
he's brilliant. He's just this fat bloke which records himself singing.
yeah, I've seen. I mean, they're another fan base that embarrass themselves on social media
He's brilliant.
all the time.
Have you seen that like little 12-year-old kid called Jacob?
Yes, the long-haired one.
He gives his inspirational speeches after the game. You seen the bloke with the tattoos?
Yeah.
His dad. He's oh my god.
To be fair, that Jacob kid's actually got a few good points. I just think that sometimes he plays on the sort of social media effect of it too much.
Yeah.
Um,
No well.
but speaking of Chelsea embarrassing themselves, what was that goal music when they went 1-0 up, by the way?
Oh yeah, that was weird.
Big Six team having to rely on goal music.
Apparently they made a government petition, not government petition, but like they used the website which they use for government petitions to ban that goal
Yeah,
music.
to ban the goal music. I mean, if you're having to rely on music to stimulate
It
some
only
sort of
work, it only
atmosphere in the
works in
ground.
Germany. It only works at Bayern Munich. Although Fleetwood have got really good goal music apparently.
Yeah,
Oh,
Wolves used to have it and ditched it. Do Norwich still use goal music? I'm not sure.
yeah. Fleetwood have a really good one. I can't remember what it is. Oh, Jack will know.
Yeah, Jack will know. Jack will
Yeah.
100% know. Speaking of Jack, I do go past Crew Alexandra all the time
Oh,
whenever I'm going anywhere down south
I
now.
need to find out what this goal music is because it'll bug me.
And Jack is always the first person I think of when I go past Crew.
You go
Um,
past Drew and oh,
I mean, while you're looking at that, I will
what
speak
is it?
about
You look up stuff on
Wolves
Google
a
and it just doesn't
little bit.
say.
Wolves was once again one of the worst halves of football I've watched. That first half was
Oh, that's
terrible.
it. It's like the bloody SpongeBob music or something. It plays like pirate music. Oh,
Oh, hang on, yeah, because they're like quite a seaside town, aren't they? They're near
yeah.
Blackpool. They're up here somewhere. They're up north somewhere. They're
Oh,
up in
oh,
my sort of area now.
yeah.
But Wolves, Archie, worst half of football all year. That first half was,
That
in my
bloody
opinion.
game of football is so
Oh, it
boring.
was awful. It was like I've never been to a game of football in my life where I think neither team deserved a point. I think both teams deserve to lose. And I tell you now, both teams should be walking away from that game absolutely buzzing with a point because neither team deserved it at all.
Yeah.
It was genuinely, in
Terrible.
terms of quality, the worst Premier League game of football I have watched since Brighton versus Cardiff in 2019, and that was a terrible game of football, which we
Oh
lost
yeah.
2-0. But that was a terrible game of football.
No,
Um,
I think that's the worst game since Wolves Brighton actually in 2020. The
yeah,
game before lockdown. Something about them, weren't
yeah.
you?
If it weren't for lockdown, we'd have gone down that year actually. And I'll die on that hill. I do think we would have actually gone down. We were looking really, really, really bad, and we were on a terrible run of form.
Yeah.
We lost
Our
to Cardiff at home.
our first Premier League win of the year came in June.
Mm.
that's that's weird to think about out of context.
Yeah, yeah. It was the first Premier League win of 2020 was
Yeah.
against Arsenal in June, wasn't it? The first game
I remember
back.
we lost to Sheffield Wednesday that year. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, in the cup 1-0.
Oh my god. I remember 9-year-old me got really angry because like two players didn't come and clap.
Yeah,
You got 9-year-old me. I think I stood on a seat and just said, "Come over."
shout. um, but yeah,
Face
that
up.
that Wolves game was just an absolute ball fest. I think we are lucky we got a point from that. I think Wolves actually did want it more than us, in my opinion. They were running
Mind you, the
more.
goal Wolves got was very unlucky because that was a very good save.
Yeah, Bart couldn't have done anything about that. I mean,
Yeah,
it was an
not good to
incredible
come off that.
strike.
Great
Uh,
header from Van Heck for our goal. Brilliant
well,
header.
Seamas headed it onto his head, but
Yeah, but
yeah,
still, great header.
it was a good finish.
Yeah.
I think both goals were good finishes, even though the first goal was a Bart own goal. It was a great strike
God, there was one.
from Munetsi,
Oh, it wasn't
the Wolves
Strand
player.
Larson because I don't think he was playing, but one of them went in on goal. How they missed it? Like it was up that south bank end and he hit the post.
Yeah, Strand Larson. Yeah,
How they missed that was appalling.
there was another one where it was pulled across the box and John Arias, I think, skied it.
John Arias, that's a great name.
Yeah, I think they
Even if
signed him
that's
this
made
year, and I
up,
think he just
even if
absolutely
that's
brilliant.
a real name or a made up name, that is an unbelievable name. John
Pretty sure it's
Arias.
John Arias. But don't
John.
shoot me if I'm wrong. I'm 99% sure on that one. Not
Yeah.
100%.
If
But
there's any John
Molineux was
Ariases in the
pretty
world.
empty on. I was going to say
Oh
Sunday,
yeah,
but
that was
Sunday
bloody
before.
empty as well.
But I think it is because they are on the worst form they've been this
Yeah, and it was at
decade.
2 o'clock on a Sunday. Like who's gonna like they moved the West Ham game today at 2 o'clock on a Sunday.
Who's going to watch that? Have you seen that Super Sunday? It is the worst Super Sunday for a long time.
Oh yeah, they got Fulham Crystal
Fulham
Palace.
Palace and Brighton West Ham. I'm sorry, but if you've got plans on that Sunday, stick to them.
They picked
Because
some awful games. I think Fulham were on Sky Sports twice. Fulham are playing Crystal Palace home and then Burnley away on TV.
who's going to watch Burnley Fulham?
Saturday at 5:30.
That's a
And
5:30.
they've only done half the month as well.
They said they were going to do January today as well,
Yeah,
and they
they've
didn't.
they got too scared of sticking to their deadlines, so they've only done half the month. They've
Yeah,
only done half of December, which means they've only done a quarter of the games they said they'd announce.
yeah, which is great. Great news for someone who has to plan their journeys.
Yeah,
Me.
and
Um,
West Ham will be a Tuesday. I think Arsenal and West Ham.
Villa's Tuesday at 7:30, or is it Wednesday? No,
Wednesday.
Villa's Wednesday.
Yeah, and we're on the Sunday because West Ham are playing Man United on a Thursday. Again, another
So
terrible game to put on TV.
I think Villa will be another one that I miss because coming down
Yeah,
through
we're going to
Wednesday
lose that.
night will
Don't
be.
worry about that. We'll lose. I
But
think I
West
might
Ham,
be
I'll be
missing
there.
Forest. I'm a bit annoyed about that. I might be missing Forest, but I don't know yet.
I mean, I'll be at Forest. It's easy to get there from here. And it's a
Yeah.
Sunday. So
So
it's
I
easy.
think I've got non-stop Brighton action until Forest because I've got 2 or 3 women's games, maybe 4. No, 3, and then Truro
Really
away next week with Jack and I think Colin. I'm not sure.
decent. No, that's nice to be fair. In terms of Brighton games that I've got, I think I'm at every game until Villa, and I'm not going to Villa at home. But I'll go to West Ham at home, and then
Yeah.
Liverpool away. It's a Saturday at 3 o'clock. Everyone, we actually
That's
have
good.
a
That's
Saturday
good.
3 o'clock uh, away at a Big Six, which is nice. And that's just after I
That's our
break up
next
for
Saturday
Christmas as
away
well.
game. That's on next Saturday, 3 p.m. away.
Yeah, it is. It's
Yeah.
mid-December, which is
Jesus. It's a
quite a way
long
away.
time.
But
Arsenal game
we're
again, mate.
finally on to Saturday now, Arch.
Yeah, Jesus.
We play Newcastle. Newcastle have finally started to hit the ground running a bit. We spoke a little bit earlier about Voltemada. I do see him as obviously their biggest threat.
I think it's going to be 1-1.
I think he'll be 1-0 as well. I think 1-0 is
There's,
a fair prediction. I
there's
think
not
Voltemada
a
will
lot to
score.
analyse from this game because it just screams 1-1.
It screams
You
1-1, Newcastle scoring first, and we
two
score second.
teams which need to kind of kick into gear, clashing
Mm.
against each other. I feel like it could kind of just be a battle of not who wants it more, but like who's who's like I can't think of. I think it would be a battle of teams being too good, which is
Yes.
kind of a weird thing to say. No, teams trying to be too
Yeah,
good. There we go.
teams trying to
That's
be too
that's
good.
the right thing to say because
Yeah.
it's two teams which have. I mean, we well, we have actually underperformed this season. And Newcastle
Mm.
have underperformed this season, and so it's a clash of two teams which will see each other and be like, oh, these are actually an underperforming team which should be doing quite well. These could be valuable points
Yeah.
later on in the
Yeah.
season. We don't play them until May uh,
Yeah.
away, and so they're kind of like, if we can get a good result against these guys, we're basically 3 points up on them for the majority of the season.
Yeah.
Uh, in two teams which you'd expect to be up the sort of top eight of the table, as Tony Bloom said. I think it was yesterday. He had a interview with Johnny Cantor.
Yes. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, but I think it's going to be 1-1. I could just see it. I think it would, as I've mentioned, a clash of teams trying too hard, and
Yeah.
and I think if I'm going to give a goal scorer, I think it will be. I'm going to say Walter Marler for them,
Mm.
Newcastle, and for us, own goal.
I'm gonna go
And I
Voltemada.
say own goal because I can't figure out who's going to score for us.
I'm
So I
saying Voltemada first half for
think Dan
Newcastle.
Burn own goal.
And then second half, I think it will either be Yasin Ayari for us or Tommy Watson comes on and scores as a
Oh,
Sunderland boy
oh yeah, I forgot he was a.
against
Is he born in
Newcastle.
Sunderland? Does he live there his
Yeah,
whole life?
I
Yeah,
think so. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. There's not
Um,
really much to get out of this Newcastle game. Apparently, on like this probability scale, which I think is utterly nonsense.
mm.
But if we're going off it, apparently it's a 38% chance that we win and a 35% chance that Newcastle win. So it's pretty much like neck and
Pretty
neck.
much 50-50-50 in terms of like, well, a third, a third, a
Yeah,
third of everything really with the draw.
yeah,
I do think it'll be a draw. I think it has got 1 all written all over it, as you said.
yeah.
It's going to be one of them games where both teams really need to kick on a bit, and I just think that
yeah.
those kind of games always end 1-1.
I've got a feeling that we're gonna. I feel like our next few games are gonna be. I think there's going to be quite a lot of draws. I think we could get a win at United or Arsenal, but I've still got a feeling they're going to be draws. And I have a feeling that that Crystal Palace game is going to be where we kick into gear. I think if it goes wrong at the Leeds game, they're going to see kind of like the explosion of like you're playing a tired Palace team next week. Like you got to win,
Yeah,
and I don't want to feel like I'm calling things off like too late into the season because we would have played like 12 games by then. I think we've played like 7 or 8 now.
yeah,
Yes, we would have played 11 games, 11 Premier League games by then, which is kind of when you can tell how teams are going to do in a year.
yeah,
But I
yeah,
feel like if they haven't put in at least two consistent performances in a row, because Fulham was okay, Everton got worse, Man City was unbelievable, Bournemouth was bang average, Tottenham was like if they put in two, even if we don't win, they put in two consistently good performances. between Saturday and Crystal Palace, then I'll be happy with that out of 5 games.
Yeah,
Like
I mean,
it's
I
gonna
completely
be two in a
agree.
row. It can't be like Saturday and then Palace or
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Like, it's got to be 2 in a row, and it's got to look like we can sustain that form.
yeah. I'm with you on the fact that I think Palace is where our season turns in terms of uh, if we've had a good few results or good few performances leading up to that, and then we win at Palace and we look as good as we have done at
Because I
points
think
over the
they
past couple of years,
yeah, because
then I feel like
they
the
play
fan
in
base
Europe.
will be happy.
Yeah,
Uh,
they play in Europe. I think they play away in Europe, or it might be a home game.
I have a feeling it might be in a home. No, it is a home game, I think.
Yeah, it's against Alkmaar though, so they're playing a good side,
Mm.
and that's after playing, Bournemouth. So they're playing Bournemouth, who've played quite well, then playing AEK Laranka, who they then got Arsenal and Liverpool both away, and then Brentford, and then Alkmaar. So quite difficult games, other than Laranka, whoever that is. Uh,
Yeah,
but apologies to all any Laranka fans who are listening.
if they
Don't
may be listening.
don't don't want to be disrespecting any Aoki Laranka fans. I don't think I'm even saying their name right. I think it's Lankrana. Uh,
Well, however
that's
it's pronounced, obviously
T.
they've got the full backing of Brighton
Yeah.
before they play Palace. But I do think that Palace game as well. If we've had a few bad results, especially that Leeds game leading into it, and then we go to Palace and we get thumped, or we
Also,
do
we
what
can't
we
we
don't
can't
want it.
lose them. We can't lose them 3 times in a row.
No,
If we lose them 3 times in a row, it's just going to be toxic until the next time we play them. Like, it doesn't matter what
yeah,
results we get, because
mm,
like, if we're taking this, we beat the big teams gimmick, until then we play Liverpool and Arsenal, and that is it until the next time Palace would come around. So basically, this is kind of the season projector. And I know this is meant to be a Newcastle pod, but we haven't spoken about Newcastle at all. Uh,
no. There's not really much to speak about the Newcastle
yeah,
game. We've
yeah,
sort of
yeah.
both said everything there's to say about it. I think people obviously will be interested in our views on the season as a whole, especially as the season progresses. And this is
I've
obviously a
been,
big
I
talking point, the whole big game thing under Hertzler, in my opinion, because I don't think he's got us up for a big game yet in
yeah,
his tenure.
I think I've been quite critical on Hertha this year,
Mm.
but I think I've been critical within reason.
I'm with you on
That,
that one. I think I've been the same.
that
I
a
think my
lot.
views on Hertzler are very public in terms of what I
I
think.
did, I did make a wind up TikTok against Tottenham, which got me a few views. Uh, but I think my opinion on Ursula is that there's definitely something there, but he struggles. He struggles to get it out, and I think drastic's an over exaggeration, but I think the it's not even the mentality, because he clearly has a, or wants to have, a winning mentality. Like,
Yeah,
this
it's
whole
just whether
challenge the
he
establishment
gets
thing. It's
that
the way
into
he
the
gets it
players.
across, yeah. Because if De Zerbi did the challenge the establishment thing, I'm not going to be one of those, like, I love De Zerbi, like, bring him back, but I reckon De Zerbi did get the best out of the players, and if he had Hertzler's mentality, we would be. I think we would be better off this season. I don't think we would have been better off last season with him, but I think this season De Zerbi would have been the better manager so far.
Yeah,
Obviously,
yeah,
we've played 7 very scattered games,
yeah, yeah. No,
but yeah,
I am with you on that. I think my views on Herzog have been very public. I think there's a
yeah,
manager in there. He's a good manager, but I just think it's the wrong time for the club at the minute. I mean, I'm not going to say anything too much, but I think it could be right person, wrong time situation
get
right
to the
now.
Crystal Palace game, and I will have a firm opinion. But my
I
current
think that's the
opinion
same with a lot of the fan base.
My current opinion is that there is a manager in there, but if he left tomorrow, I would kind of just read the notification and be like, No, yeah,
Yeah,
like it's
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Oh right. Anyways, bloody 5-11.
yeah. Cool.
Oh,
But
school now.
it is good to be back. Obviously, sorry for the delay in terms of
Oh yeah,
getting
there won't be a big delay like this again until
episodes out.
probably the end of the season.
Um, yeah, it was just obviously Archie's been busy with getting his exams done and things, and obviously he's prepped for exams that he's got. I think in November you got your first set of proper like
Yeah,
mocks.
I've got a proper exam in November. I've
Oh
got
yeah, yes you do.
got a
Yes,
maths
yeah,
foundation exam. Uh,
yeah. So obviously he's been getting things ready for exams. I've had to settle into moving into a new city, starting university, everything. It's all very busy, but it is
yeah,
settling
and,
down now.
and
The
settling
pods are
into
coming
life
back.
with York City.
And well, part I've been to York game once, right? Albeit their biggest game of the season, but I've been to one York game.
Yeah, well, it's fine because
Um,
you're sorting out all my ground ticks for next year.
yeah,
Obviously, next year I need to take up my northern hopping. Am quite happy. This is going to sound really bloody nerdy, but I am quite happy because I wanted to on the weekend of West Ham do West Ham on the Saturday, and then London City Lionesses away on the Sunday. But obviously, I can't do that now because now London City game, who I think are Millwall actually, and
yeah,
West Ham on the same day. So I can do a double in Eastbourne if my footballology app isn't lying to me. I can do Eastbourne Town versus Jersey at 12:30, and then Eastbourne Borough versus Chelmsford at 3.
mm,
And I
decent
and
little spread that.
I haven't. I played at Eastbourne Borough as in training with my school, but I've never watched a game, so I don't deem that as a ground tick.
No, it's
So
not a ground ticket until you seen a
yeah,
game there, in my
it's
opinion.
two ground ticks in a day. Hopefully, Truro is going to be my 64th ground.
Love that, love that. I mean, you've done a lot more non-league than I have. Obviously, you've done
Yeah,
Whitehawk and Saltdean and Seaford and wherever you've been. You've been
oh,
to
bloody
you've been to
bloody
loads.
Whitehawk lost
Um,
yesterday. Gutted.
yeah,
Apparently, though,
my non-league sort of spread is York Hartlepool, a couple of Saltdean games,
Whitehawk.
and
You think you
Whitehawk.
beat down the Mighty Hawks?
Uh,
Um,
I've been to Whitehawk more than once.
I'm trying to think if there's any Whitehawk and Brighton related. Whitehawk might be getting a new stadium.
Yeah, I've
That's
seen the
exciting.
plans for that. That actually does
Yeah,
look quite good.
if we're gonna do a bit of Sussex non-league promotion, there we go. This is our like community sector. So Whitehawk might be getting a new ground, which looks interesting. Uh, Hassett's got their biggest crowd against Brighton, 1,004.
Yeah,
So hopefully a lot. I'll talk about this tweet from Shoreham. So they were playing Guernsey yesterday, and they were 5-1 up at half time. It might be 5-2. They 5-1 up at one point,
yeah,
and they lost 6-7. And,
yeah. And they were tweeting about the
and this
meme.
Shoreham admin, bearing in mind his team has just lost
Mm.
7-6, and they were 5-1 up. He's posted the 6-7 meme. Oh my god, he's got nearly 4 million views.
Did you see the tweet he said about in the first half as well? Where he was like,
About Specsavers,
"Players
yeah.
come off injured. I'm not well. A player's come off. I presume it's an injury. I'm not sure. I was going for a piss."
Yeah, there's one about Specsavers as well, which I can't remember what it said.
Oh, I mean, to
But
be
yeah,
fair, that their admin, he's
yeah,
getting publicity, and
made the
as a lot
biggest
of people
moment in
say,
Shoreham's history.
any publicity is good publicity,
I saw
especially
the
if you're a non-league
saw the
Twitter account.
ground hopping legend that is Puff Puff at Shoreham. I watched them in a friendly. He said, "This is going to really show my lifelong virginity now." I saw him in a friendly on a Thursday night at the school holidays. Shoreham's second team versus Brighton Electricity,
Oh,
who play at the Wifting Brighton Electricity. Yeah,
yeah.
the
So
current
the Vardinians, I think there's
yeah
quite a few teams like
Valdinians
that.
are awful, so
Yeah,
bad.
yeah,
I think they lose like 5-0 every week. I think they lost 6-0 to Seaford Town. Yeah,
yeah.
they're letting
Great
their
stuff.
Wifting reputation down.
But anyways, that sort of concludes it for this week.
Yes.
And we will be back after the Newcastle
Yeah.
game with a
You'll see us
pre-Manchester United
next Thursday or
sort of
Friday.
ep. Which I'm getting 10 points, I think it is for Man United, and it is a 20-minute walk for me.
Yeah.
So I'm being rewarded. This is technically a home game for me. The Man United game on the
Yeah.
25th. So yeah, we'll be back with an episode before then. But until then, Archie, you got any words? Any concluding words?
Um. Oh, yes, I do actually. Um. I was just messaging my mate Finn. Well done to Finn. He's managed to get himself a football agent. He's got
Nice.
himself a proper agent now. I think he's going to end
Yeah,
up playing for us at some point in the near future.
yeah, yeah.
Um, I've watched him before against Bournemouth. He was very good. Um, but yeah, well done to Finn. I think they're playing Leicester away on Saturday, so long trek.
Is he in the 16s now, or is he up in the 18s yet?
He's in the 16s, but I think he trains with teams higher up.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Nice that. So big up to Finn, obviously getting in with an agency. I think he is
Golf
definitely someone who will play
in Cooper.
for
Yeah, and
Brighton.
Fraser Widdop.
Yeah, Fraser Widdup as well
Same
is someone
agency.
I've seen a lot of, and I can definitely tell you that he's got it.
Very, very good footballer.
Very
Oh
very
yeah,
good.
and Solly March in Q8.
Yeah,
That's
I saw that. That looks really
quite
weird.
entertaining, but really weird.
Yeah, that was
It looks like it's something to do with his knee, though. So
yeah, yeah,
the fact
yeah.
he's had to go there to sort it out is the one with him sat around the table.
Yeah, yeah, it looked mental, but I mean, as long as he's out there actually sorting out his knee, that is all that
Yeah,
matters. But it did look like a mad trip.
yeah,
Um, I'm glad he's enjoying himself while his knee's on the
yeah.
mend. But anyways,
Oh,
thank you all. If you've made
yeah,
it this far, we will see you next week for the post Newcastle pre Man United episode,
yeah.
where we might actually tie in the Arsenal one and the Man United one as well, seeing as we've got
Oh,
it
I'll
this
do
week.
one more thing as a women's team like match goer. Um, they're playing Southampton women on Sunday. I think tickets are about £4, and you can get the bus from like Hove, Brighton, Littlehampton, and all that stuff. I went to the Arsenal game on the weekend, so I now feel as a home and away Brighton women's fan, I should promote the women's team a bit. Hopefully they'll get the new stadium soon, but apparently there's been a delay out of our control.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard the delay on the women's stadium, but Tony Bloom is very passionate about getting it done, so no doubt he will. If you do have time to go watch the women's team play, then by all means do go support them. They are pushing for the top four in the
Yeah,
WSL.
they'll
That
beat
is currently
Southampton
the
as
aim.
well because Southampton are in the league below.
Yeah,
Or should
so
beat Southampton. They play very well against Arsenal. Unlucky to lose.
yeah, so if you do have the time to go watch the women's team at all this season, especially when they come to the Amex, then do get
Yeah,
yourself
they're
down.
playing. They're playing Leicester at the Amex in a month's time. So there
Yeah,
you go.
so do get yourself down for that Leicester game if you can.
Yeah,
But
you
until
can
then,
see
we will
me.
see you next week with the pre Man United and potentially pre Arsenal episode in one.
Yes.
But yeah, see you all next week.
Yes.